Madam Deputy Speaker, this bill will increase efficiency in the charities sector by reducing unnecessary administration and bureaucracy, therefore enabling more funds to be used for charitable purposes. It will simplify a number of processes and promote consistency in the law by implementing the majority of the recommendations set out in the Law Commission's report titled Technical Issues in Charity Law. There is no doubt that the work of charities touches almost every aspect of British civic life. They inspire, mobilise and unite people to help others, including the most vulnerable in society. Not only do charities provide us with opportunities to volunteer and donate to important causes, but they also publish meaningful research to increase awareness of the charities and the challenges in society. And there is no greater example of the strength of community than in our great network of charities, over 165,000 indeed registered in England and Wales alone. And that is why it is so important for us to recognise some of the challenges faced by the charities and bring in regulatory change that will enable them to continue to make a difference. As charity law can be complex and bureaucratic, it often means charities incur expensive legal costs, in turn giving them less resources and time to focus on their charitable purposes. And this bill strikes a careful balance between tackling administrative frustrations while maintaining sufficient safeguards to protect charities and their donors. This bill will make a number of important changes that will be of benefit to the sector. For example, it will simplify the process by which charities amend their governing documents and make it easier for charities to repurpose funds from a failed fundraising appeal. The bill also provides trustees with tools to make better use of their permanent endowment and removes administrative burdens associated with land transactions and mergers. And trustees will be able to apply for advanced assurance from the courts that the costs of litigation can be paid from a charities fund rather than a charity being discouraged from seeking legal action because the costs would be borne by the trustees personally. There are also other measures, including about changes to the names of charities, and all these changes are balanced against the need for important safeguards such as Charity Commission oversight, and will save charities the time and resources of having to negotiate through overly burdensome regulation. And that is why I'm pleased that this important bill is completing its passage today. I recognise also the need to give charities a clear timeline alongside a staggered implementation period so that they're not overburdened by several changes at once. And that is why we aim to phase in reforms over a 12 to 18-month period to ensure charities have time to prepare for implementation and can fully benefit from the changes. A phased implementation approach is also important for the Charity Commission. And we will publish a more detailed implementation plan following royal assent of this bill. And of course, the aim of this bill is to help charities carry out their purpose even more effectively. And I'm honoured to have taken the bill forward based on the proposals of the Law Commission, to whom we are very grateful. And I must extend my gratitude to my noble friend, Lord Hodgson of Astley Abbott, and to all of those who have contributed to the bill's formation. This includes all of the leading experts who have provided input on the legal reforms, and the bill has been rigorously scrutinised and is the product of careful consideration and consultation. I would like to thank all honourable and right honourable members for their contributions, support and interest in this bill. I'm also thankful to the members of the Second Reading Committee and Public Bill Committee who provided support and scrutiny, particularly the chairs, my honourable friend, the member for South West Devon, and honourable member for Halton. And I'm also grateful to the opposition across both houses who have given this bill due consideration and scrutiny. And I'm glad we've had the support from the sector, the charity sector, which has been reflected well across the House. And finally, I wish to put on record my thanks to all of those who've carried out exceptional work to enable this bill to reach its final stages. Colleagues from the Law Commission, the Charity Commission, Parliamentary Council, DCMS policy and legal teams, my private office and all the parliamentary staff and coordinators. And I now look forward to seeing the bill's successful implementation. Madam Deputy Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.